Hey guys, what's up? It's 2-Bit here, and with me today is Statix J, and I'm going to be doing a
Woo!
little woo, and I'm going to be doing a little conversation here with him, a little interview. And please, at the beginning of this video, I'm going to annotate his channel. Please check out his channel. He has a lot of cool stuff,
A whole buffet.
a whole
A whole.
buffet of topics, a whole buffet, and it's always very insightful, very thoughtful on the gaming industry as a whole. I guess Statix J, how you doing today, man?
I'm actually doing pretty good, man. It's Sunday. I'm looking forward to this season finale of The Walking Dead. Stuff's about to go down, man. So I'm here at this interview with Two Bit Jesus, and I'm ready to knock out these questions.
When did you start YouTube, and what was your inspiration to do it?
All right, so my history on YouTube really started back, I think around 2007. And around 2007, I was in high school. I was like 15 years old, and um, around the time I was just trying to get rid of some files off my computer, and I made like this Halo 3 video, which was pretty much like a I guess you could call it like a music montage or a tribute video.
Yeah.
Because like back then, like my watching I used to my dad, he used to I guess I would say download or just like watch videos of people doing like AMVs to like Dragon Ball, and they just put clips in and then throwing music in there, and it was pretty amazing. So I tried to do my thing, and I did it, and it worked. And it went and I got like 15K views, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. I was just like, oh, I'm just upload videos, and people were commenting, and it was like, yo, this was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. Around like last year, it was the year I actually started to act to actually to do I guess you could say YouTube more seriously.
Yeah.
I was watching like a lot of people on YouTube like Dashi and I guess T Pendel and like the Black Hokage and other people and watching their content, how they execute it and go from there. It was pretty much gave me some inspiration to like I wanted to make my content the way I do it, but I want people to know me for who I am. And so ever since last year, I just been making content for fun.
Rolling with that though, who were your main influences on YouTube, or who are your main influences on YouTube?
All right, so the main influence I would say, what really got me to doing content for real, I would honestly say was the Black Hokage, and who originally his name was back then was Martin Ward Negro. Yes, but he changed it, for his own reason. But around the time my buddy of mine, I had like this music group, and he posted a video. The video was called it was called titled Negro Knowledge Bootleg Rappers, and I was watching it, and he was talking about how crazy these rappers was, and it was a pretty entertaining video. So I went to go watch more, and I found out that he was doing gaming content. He had
Yeah.
like reviews, they call it Black Eye Reviews. He has like a podcast going on, and at the time I was like, "Yo, this was pretty cool to know that there is a person of I'll be honest, like there was a black person who actually does." Who makes videos on YouTube and actually gives like good critical thinking to what he's saying, how is he going to go about it, and it gave me the motivation. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, at least there's somebody out there who's actually doing it, actually different. They do what they want to do, and it's not like how everybody else is doing it or try to be like these other content creators, like your Markipliers or like your PewDiePies. And no disrespect to those guys, because those guys are cool in their own way, but it's cool to see someone to do what they want to, do what they want to do and go from there. And that pretty much gave me the influence to like I want to go in my content. I want to go in, knock everything out the park, and just be and have fun going with it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I always love finding new people, and they're doing their own thing and not necessarily
Yeah.
copying, say what doing a PewDiePie or something. And what'd you say this guy's name was again, or
His
his
name
channel
is
name?
his name is the Black Okage, Theblackokage Black Okage.
Like Okage, the Black
Yeah,
Okage.
like
So
Naruto, like Naruto want to be Hokage of the Hidden League Village.
ah, okay, yeah, okay, I'm getting you now. I'm gonna have to check him out, and everyone else should check him
Yeah.
out as well. For sure. Yeah. Were there any other YouTubers that influenced you?
Ah man, like my brother got me into watching the Dashi XP back in 2010 when he used to did the Nasan videos, and his content was very I mean he cursed a lot,
Yeah.
and the way his comedy was cool. I mean, I like how he did like his vlogs and his vlogs, and he did a sketch comedy, and then now he's doing the gaming content since probably like a few years ago, and his gaming channel has blown up. I mean, he influenced me, I guess, in the sense that I guess the how can I say I guess the more of an energetic side
Yeah.
that like his energy when he comes to a video is just like you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna have a good time, and I like to bring that energy when I try to do so.
Where do you think you see your channel here in the next 2 years?
Uh, Continuing having fun and keep on growing from there and meeting new people and I don't I guess a lot of opportunities. I don't have that I guess that big of a goal. I just want to have fun and just go from there. You know, if things happen for me, that's cool. If things don't
Yeah.
happen for me, I'm still here gonna be making content pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely comes across that you're having a lot of fun, and and I enjoy watching your videos. And I will say this: the last
Appreciate
it
it.
hasn't even no, it hasn't even been a year. But when I started following you, you had less than 100 subscribers, and you're already within I would say just a few months. You're at 133, I believe, or so. Like
Yeah.
so, you've gotten quite a since I first started watching you. You've been growing a lot.
Yeah.
You definitely deserve the growth, and more people need to check out your stuff because you really do.
I mean,
Um,
people say like I heard people say man, you deserve it, and it's like I don't think I deserve anything. I just have to keep working
yeah,
hard at what I do because I'm one of those type of people that I don't ask for nothing. I want to work hard and earn it from there because that's more rewarding for me than to have things handed down to me. If you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. We're gonna switch gears here a little bit from YouTube. I'd like to ask you, yeah, talk about some video games here for a minute.
Oh, you
Uh,
got video games.
yeah. I have to ask, what was your first gaming console?
If I can remember, I think from if memory serves me right. Why people say that if memory serves me right? I think I think my first gaming console would be the Super Nintendo. I just re if that's the first thing I think of though when it comes to history. Super Nintendo, of course. My dad gave me like a crap load of games like Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, Killer Instinct, like the Street Fighters. Like there were so many games
Yeah.
I remember playing. Um, that's where most of my memories were.
It sounded like you said your dad gave you a bunch of games. Was it like your dad's console and he gave it to you?
It was more like when we was growing up, like everybody had like the N60. I remember people had like the PlayStations. I remember my dad had a PlayStation. I was like, oh, it was really cool. Like I never really was like, oh, I want a PlayStation and things like that. I was more
Yeah.
as comfortable with cartridges.
Yeah.
I guess at the time I wasn't old enough to know how to use a CD like a CD games because my dad was like don't touch the lens if you want
Oh yeah.
or my dad was
I
like if you
remember
want
going
to
over
change.
to a buddy's house and him being like, "Don't touch the lens." So,
Yeah, it's like if you want a game change, if you want your game change, come ask me and I'll change it for you. I just remember growing up hearing that. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I just remember my dad gave me like Super Nintendo. I had the Sega Genesis. Like my dad always, like, from even me and my brother, like he tried, he gave us, he tried to make sure we had like entertaining childhood, and he was just being there for us in our, in our lives. It's just
Yeah.
he gave us, consoles, even though, we didn't ask for it, but we really appreciated it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't like. We had like a lot of consoles, man. To think about, all I can remember was when my dad when the N64 came out. I was still playing a Super Nintendo, so
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. I mean, I had a good childhood too, so don't make it think. Oh, everyone had a PlayStation. I just had a Sega Genesis. I still love that Sega Genesis. And my mom had
yeah.
this
'Cause I was like,
weird thing though. She would when she bought us the
uh,
Sega Genesis, she sold our Nintendo. Because she thought, oh,
uh,
they don't need this anymore. So it was I was just like, why'd you do that? So it sounds at least, your parents were like, well, here's your new system, and you don't have to get rid of your old ones.
I was about to say, like, yeah, I just remember playing a lot of old school games because I just had more enjoyment playing older consoles than the newer consoles, like back then. Even like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just enjoy playing the older games.
Yeah, that I was right there with it. I mean, one of the reasons I got a 64 or asked my mom to get me one was because the cartridges and I didn't like the discs. But another thing is
Yeah,
this loading screen stuff. In the 90s, I was not having any of that. I was just like, you put the cartridge in, no loading screen. I love this. So
right.
I stuck with old school games too and cartridges for a while before making the jump
Oh
to
yeah, I know what you mean.
discs. So I was just like, it was. Now I'm used to a loading screen, but back then I was very against it. I
Yeah,
was an angry little 8-year-old child when I'd have to sit there and wait, on the PS1 on a loading screen at my
yeah.
friend's house.
It was the way like what technology is. It's like,
Yeah,
yo, loading screen. I can pull up my phone, do a little research until it's done.
yeah, yeah. Here's my next question for you: Is what are your top games slash game franchises of all time? And it doesn't have to be like, your top five. Just in no particular order. What are your top games? So you don't have to just pick one.
Oh man, that's like man, so there's so many. I will say I am a huge fan of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
I am like a huge fan of Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil, like top two at the top of my head.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, what did you think of Mortal Kombat 4 back in the day?
Say it again.
What did you think of Mortal Kombat 4 back in the day?
Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah,
I remember. Oh man, I don't know. At the time I was like, because I know that the first three Mortal Kombat were all like digitized actors
yeah,
and was it with the 2D sprites, and then they were just transitioning to a Mortal Kombat. I mean to a 3D.
yeah. To the
At the
3D.
time, I was like, because I took Mortal Kombat 2 very as more of a serious game.
Yeah,
And then like three and especially four, it was very comical. Like it was kind of like making, I don't know,
yeah,
it was brutal, but I couldn't really take that game that serious.
yeah,
But because there were like it was like other better 3D fighters at the time, like Tekken of course,
yeah.
and Virtual Fighters. So it was cool that they were making a transition, but it was like, yeah, it just wasn't. I didn't like it too much.
Yeah, I get into debates with Donovan a whole lot. Not that I don't think that Mortal Kombat 4 is the best one in the series at all, but I was just like, for the time, maybe it's the rose-tinted glasses, but I remember just having fun with my friends. We would rent Mortal Kombat 4 and play it. But I do agree with you that me and Donovan always agree on this. You're right. MK2 was like, it was awesome, and then when you go from MK2, like you said, which is a serious game, and then you
Yeah,
got to 3, and they started doing like the babalities and all that stuff, and
yeah,
just the friendship, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, it went from serious fighter to jokey kind of, and it kind of, for me anyway, I like MK3 Ultimate in
yeah.
particular. But still, it's like I go back to MK2, and it's just kind of like the right amount of characters, and it was dark and gritty and serious. It felt
Even even the fatalities were more brutal to look at
yeah,
in more MK2 than MK3. Like MK3 fatality, it was like a still image. They just like kind of just edit some body parts out and make it fly
yeah.
different things. It didn't have that much of an impact.
I'll never forget the in MK3. I mean, they would do bones in MK2, but in MK3 it was just almost comical sometimes if you like did a move that would produce like bones. If I can't remember exactly which level, but it was just like a comical amount, and it was like
Yeah.
those aren't even human bones that are like flying in the air.
It's like more bones in a human body than what we
Yeah, yeah.
see.
And sometimes they'd be big too. It's just like that looks like a dinosaur's, bone that's coming out of this person. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is only part 1 of my interview with Statix J, so please stay tuned for part 2. I'll be posting it soon. And as always, please give us the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to keep up with everything we're doing on the channel, please subscribe. And also check out Statix J's channel. He's pretty awesome, guys. Anyway, have a good day.